this upcoming year. Is there a motion to approve that budget?
Motion.
Second.
Is there a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, the budget passed. Thank you. That was much easier than expected. The very first mention of Jews eating Chinese food dates to 1899, when the American Hebrew Journal criticized the largely observant Jews of the time for eating at non-kosher restaurants. This originated on the Lower East Side of Manhattan, where my father grew up, as immigrant Chinese and Jewish populations lived in close proximity to each other. By 1936, a publication called the East Side Chamber News reported at least 18 Chinese establishments in heavily populated Jewish neighborhoods in New York. But it wasn't just proximity or the ease of eating kosher-style food that led to our bond to Chinese food. It was about embracing our neighbors, welcoming change, and broadening our community. These are all values and characteristics of our community here at Temple Beth Avodah. In my first year as Temple president, I've had the opportunity not only to witness, but to be part of the dynamism that is embraced by our exceptional staff, lay leadership, and congregation. This year is one of many changes, largely successful, that have not only grown our community in a meaningful way, but also added to its vibrancy, which creates a virtuous cycle of growth and engagement. Just this year, we welcomed a new president, thank you very much, new board members, a record 48 new members or member units, if you will, a new executive committee and committee structure, a newly constituted endowment committee with new leadership under Steve Aronson, thank you, a significant number of new major donors that underpin our financial stability, an invigorated series of men's events that Becky mentioned, a new mentoring community called High Connections, new adult learning opportunities including more films and authors, a new and fabulous musical production, many new regular attendees of Torah class, and new hires among our clergy and staff. This amount of change would overwhelm many organizations and their leadership, but embracing change has become a hallmark of our synagogue. None of this would be possible without the innovative approach and open-mindedness of our rabbi, and the truly special staff that we have here under the exceptional leadership of Becky Oliver. Even though she hates the attention which she already suffered through at her 20th celebration, I can't lavish enough superlatives on the role that Becky plays here. While not without opportunities for improvement, which I've gathered as I've collected feedback for her first performance review in many years, and she will hear more about, but not tonight. Becky's calm demeanor, empathy, facility with finance, knowledge of Judaism and Jewish education, literal 24/7 work ethic, professionalism, and openness to new ideas are a big part of allowing us to do what we do so well here at TBA. She has been a great partner to me, and I so value our relationship and friendship. Thank you, Becky. As you've already heard, the state of our synagogue is strong. We are, well, that's what stands up for us in Congress. We are well positioned financially. Our membership continues to be robust under our membership commitment model, and we are engaging more congregants of all ages and interests with a variety of services, programming, and events. All that said, we are not perfect. So if you have any suggestions for things that we could do better or differently, or programming that we'd like to see or lead, please reach out to Rabbi Becky or me. While I met with a few of you in the fall, I had many lonely hours drinking coffee by myself. And I would welcome the opportunity to talk one-on-one with more of you. Some of the changes we made this year, while a step in the right direction, require further mid-course correction. One of these is how we organize our lay leadership. Coming into this year, we restructured the executive committee to include each of the chairs of the oversight committees along with an HR liaison, and remove ad hoc committee members. This meant some unfortunate departures from the committee, but overall, hearing from our committee chairs and having more of a structure for the committee and board reporting worked well. Nevertheless, we see an opportunity for further improvement. So, we are reorganizing our executive committee again, which you will vote on tonight. So what are our goals for our late leadership structure? It is, a lot of the change is driven by our new membership commitment model. We want to align how we organize ourselves as lay leadership along the lines of our new financial and membership model. We want to shrink the size of the executive committee. Back in the day, the board was 50, 60, 70 people. We were 18 board members this year. We'll be 19 members this coming year if they all get voted in, to be seen. And we want to make sure the executive committee is proportionate to that size. And we also want to create more leadership opportunities for other congregants. So first, what is the role of the executive committee? You can read it yourself, but it's largely not a decision-making body. It is really a body to help advise me and help organize the board, organize the agenda for the board, get reporting out from all of the representative committees and activities at the temple so we know what we need to focus on as a board at our board meeting. So this will be the new executive committee structure this year. We will have 4 vice presidents, and I will go into each of them in more detail, but obviously a little more leaner with a lot of rolling up of current roles into each of those vice presidents. Sorry, the avian flu is just going here. Not contagious. VP of Membership and Outreach, which is being proposed, will be Lisa Cohen this year. This is This is a new title, a new role that incorporates both new committees as well as existing committees. So rolling up a number of activities, all of which connects to engagement, outreach, and connection to congregants, all of which makes sense to consolidate. I think it's important to note that we're not creating nor are we eliminating any of our existing oversight committees, so none of this requires a revision of our bylaws at this point. It's really just kind of reorganizing ourselves to be a little more efficient. VP of Finance and Operations, hopefully will continue to be Dave Cohen for a long time. And it's really taking finance as well as some committees that meet on a more ad hoc basis, like building and grounds and HR. And it's kind of more of a classic, I know we're not a company, but it's more of a classic CFO role for a company, so rolled all up into finance, a VP, and operations. VP of Programming, which today and hopefully will continue to be Jeff Tarney, which is a lot, because you saw all the activities we have coming up this coming year, and we had this past year. But it's really to create kind of a holistic strategy around all of our activities and engagement of our congregation through programming. And if you'd like to get involved, like to lead a program in particular, please seek out Jeff Tarney, who's sitting here in that lovely opera shirt. VP of Education, this year Mike Zakin has agreed to step up into that role. Again, this is not a new role, this is kind of a continuing role, but obviously we have a new Director of Education coming in this year, so there'll be, as we did this year, under Sarah's leadership as a committee chair for the Education Committee, but there'll be no shortage of things to address as VP of Education, which goes everywhere from early learning all the way through B'nai Mitzvah and Midrashah ages. Before I go on, any questions on that new structure? Does anyone care about that new structure? I don't think so. Okay. Amy, question? So there's one of the VPs is designated as first vice president, that's Lisa Cohen, who will be our next president, but not beyond that. After that, it's kind of a Lord of the Flies situation. Whoever the last person standing is. I get to add lib on questions. Any more questions? Shannon's getting very nervous as soon as okay. Next, we will kind of move on to our outgoing and incoming directors. So first, I want to thank folks who are rolling off of the board. We're going to go from right to left because only Bruce is here tonight. So that seems like a good order to go in. Carolyn Snyder is rolling off the board after many years. Carolyn did a fabulous job for us. She was chair of the Leadership Development Committee. She was our first chair of Atidenu, and she also served on the Health and Safety Task Force and did a fabulous job in developing new leaders. We have both on the board this year as well as coming on the board this coming year. So really want to thank Carolyn for her role on the board. Clap. We're recording this, so we got to show some enthusiasm. You're wonderful, Carolyn. Next, Julie Black Olive. Julie was the TBA Cares delivery team lead, or still is in fact, on the engagement task force and is on the education committee. And we also want to thank Julie for her role on the board. Dr. Jeremy Goldfarb, dancer extraordinaire and physician. He led our health and safety task force through the COVID years and beyond. He was also on the leadership development committee and played a significant role in the previous incarnations of the Brotherhood. As you know, we miss the Goldfarbs in a lot of ways, musically and their participation in all things TBA, but they are now in San Francisco, but they're still members and hopefully won't be strangers, so thank you, Jeremy. And lastly, after I don't know how many years on the board, Bruce Blakely is rolling off the board this year. Bruce has chaired the Buildings and Grounds Committee for many, many years. Also, related to that, led our security task force and also chaired our Brotherhood at a time. Bruce is really a very dedicated member of the temple, also a major participant in the assembling of our sukkah every year, which somehow falls under Buildings and Grounds. We very much appreciate it all the time, and work he's put in over the years, and we're going to miss him on the board. And as a going away gift, we have a personally chosen book for you. I will hand it to you now. I think it might be something about being a better board member, but I don't know. All right, incoming new board members. We have a lot of gender diversity on our new board members coming in this year. Three of these board members are returning board members. Bonnie Brodowski, Margot Rosenbach, who's here tonight, and past President Abby Shapiro. And new board members, Maggie Brazen and Sarah Wanger, who is here tonight. Sarah, would you like to give a speech? No, so with that, this is our slate for the board. So you can see the now more abbreviated set of officers and executive committee members. The first column on the left and the bottom, they do not need to be voted on because they are in the midst of their 3-year term. And then we have in the middle and the bottom the term ending folks who will be either newly voted on or renewing a 3-year term that will end in 2028. And then we have past presidents, who will have now 3 past presidents on the board, which is great to benefit from their past experiences and leadership at the temple. And they serve kind of at will, if you will, 1 year at a time. But we need a vote for all the officers and executive committee members and the term ending 2028 board members coming in. So is there a motion to approve that slate? So move there. Second. Second. All in favor? Aye. Anyone against? Any abstentions? Great. The board slate passed. And then lastly, what's next? It is June, but the train keeps rolling here at TBA. We have a lot going on. Now is when you're allowed to take out your phone, as I say in the board meeting, and put anything on your calendar. You're not allowed before that, but take out your calendar, put anything with light on your calendar. And before we adjourn, are there any questions, comments, anything from anybody? Nothing? No questions?